I'm currently contemplating on if using the other mics would make more sense. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Finally, another sit-down video. We have been waiting for this. We've been praying for this. We've been hoping for this, and here it is, another sit-down video. Y'all, autumn TBR. So now, we all know the thing with me and TBRs is I do not and will never stick to them. So what I did is just I'm still doing one. I don't care. So we're doing an autumn TBR, and my TBR card is overflowing, literally, which is why I picked out a couple books that I'm gonna read. See, now for this TBR, there's books on my TBR that I will mention that I have not yet purchased, which is an issue because I should not be purchasing books right now. Yet I put them on my TBR. There's no winning with me, guys. I'll always be a book buyer. Anyways, so my autumn TBR is basically for autumn and winter because winter does not exist in my brain. So you're just gonna have to live with it. Anyways, so I have a couple books. But first I wanted to show you guys what I'm reading right now. I am currently reading The Poppy War by Rebecca F. Kuang. Obsessed is an understatement. I love this book so much. I'm only like 40 pages in, but I am obsessed. I've been saying all day today that I was like, I'm gonna read today. I'm gonna read. It is currently 6:24. I have not read, but when I'm done with this, trust your girl, she's gonna sit down on her little couch and read for a little bit. Rebecca's writing is just beautiful. There's no other explaining. Also, this was recommended to me by the girls on TikTok because I've been a little bit more active on there, and if this breaks my heart, it's y'all's fault. And if this is the best book I've ever picked up, you guys get to pat yourself on the shoulder. Anyways, why am I saying this? Because this is the first book in a series, and I have already ordered the other book to the store because I'm gonna be reading all of them. I think it's a trilogy. Fun fact, I cannot pronounce certain words in German or English. So I cannot say trilogy in either language, which is why you'll have to bear with it. But yeah, this is my current read and I'm loving it so much. Okay, I started the Throne of Glass series, I think starting of August when I was on my Paris trip, and then I got the second book just recently and read it already, Crown of Midnight, and I gave this one 4 stars, and I'm so excited to read the next book because I have no idea what's gonna happen. Well, I know one, like, the thing is, because the girlies I talk to on Bookstagram and stuff, all of them have already read the Throne of Glass series, so they were mentioning a certain name, and I was like, this name has not been said in this book ever, so this means one of these people. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but I knew one twist, which was really annoying. I was really mad at myself for getting it, but all in all, I'm loving this series. It's just so entertaining. It's just entertaining. It's just fun. I'm having so much fun. Also, I am on a little bit of a women that can kill books obsession trip, and that might be an issue, but it's autumn. All the summery happy vibes are over. I didn't have summery happy vibes this year, so I don't care. I'm gonna be as mad at everyone as I want to be by reading these books because I'm just gonna live through the girls for a little bit and everyone's gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, on my TBR, the next books in the series, I want to read all of them. Speaking of Sarah J Maas, I have one book in the ACOTAR series I have not read, and that will be A Court of Silver Flames. Just look at the size of this brick, and then I think you know why I haven't picked it up. Y'all, a book that is never this serious. This book is over 740 pages. What is there to say that you couldn't keep it short? No hate, but that's the reason I have not picked this up. Also, I heard that this is the spiciest of all of them, and I don't want 750 pages of spice. Also, I really liked ACOWAR because there was war. I don't know if there's war in this. Oh, it's written here, a war looms again. Anyways, I'm so excited for this. I love Sarah J Maas's books because there's like fae and like creatures, and it's so fun. It's so fun. It's also the reason I loved Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, because there was like creatures. I just love reading about things that everybody thinks do not exist. My camera is about to die. I just charged you. Goodness. What am I gonna do? Okay. I need to look for a solution first before I continue. Anyways, Court of Silver Flames. I promise I've never met anyone more dramatic than my camera, because I literally just charged her. She was fully charged. Like, I need to get a new one. Or I need to exchange the batteries. But I also need to get a new one. But I love my little camera because this is the start of YouTube. And I only have 80 followers. Yeah. Next book. Okay, so next up we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And as you can see, there's a bookmark inside. Cute as always. Really cute. I love my little bookmarks that I always make. Thing is, I took this to a competition and water damaged it. Can you all see? It's not as bad as like my addictive books usually are. But I water damaged it. And this one I'm really excited for because I see so many girls talking about it, and also not just girls, I see so many people talking about it. And I think I've said this a lot. I love V.E. Schwab's writing. Vicious, the series. Is it a series? I just saw a third book is supposed to come out next year, I think. Yo, you might get me on my little Vicious obsession again. It's time for a reread. Anyways, Vicious, Vicious and Vengeful are two of my favorite books ever. I love them so much. They were, for me, books just have to be really entertaining. I need to forget that real life is still happening around me and that I'll love a book for fiction books. But yeah, Vicious I loved, so I'm really excited to get into another V.E. Schwab book. I also started her series, A Darker Shade of Magic, but I'm not sure if I'll continue this like in the next couple months or if I'll wait a little longer until I really get into mood for it. But this one I'm really excited for. Also the cover is beautiful. Love it. Simple and cute. I'm not 100% sure, but I think she's invisible, if I remember correctly, and no one can see her logically. So after like hundreds of years, someone is finally able to see her, and obviously stuff starts going down. And I'm really bad at this, but I'm excited for this book. Okay, then here's a book that I've been saying I'll read for over a year, and I apologize if this is another lie. I really do not lie on purpose, but sometimes I just say stuff, and then I'm not promising you guys anything with this video. Take this video with a grain of salt. Honestly, take this video to get book recs. Do not hold me accountable. Please. Anyways, Olivia Blake, The Atlas Paradox, the second book in the Atlas trilogy, and the third book is already out. Usually I am on time with books that are coming out while I am in the age to be reading them. This series I'm not. I don't know why. I love the Atlas 6. But the gap between the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox made me less obsessed with the Atlas 6, which doesn't mean the Atlas 6 is bad. It just means it was probably just in that moment that I was very obsessed with it. So the Atlas Paradox, I'm a little, I don't know. Also, it's a big cover. I hate these because these are the books that always get water damaged in my track bag. I don't know why. It's always the big books. But I want to get to it because I want to see if this one is good. And if I enjoy this one as well, I will definitely read the third book, even though my friends are saying not to read it because it's not that good. But not my friends, people I know. But I started this series, I want to finish it. You know, sometimes you just have to force yourself. Honestly, in school I read so many books I do not want to be reading. All those textbooks, so I'm going to force myself through this as well. If I can do it for school, I can do it for myself. Next, we have another book that I started and never finished because it was way too hyped up, and when I was reading it, I could not get into it, and I tried to force myself through it, and then I said, I'm not going to DNF it, I'm going to read it at a later point. It is now a later point, and I have not read it. It is Never by Jessa Hastings. If you know, you know. Me and Jessa, we have a complicated relationship because usually I like her books a lot, but there's always parts of her books that I'm like, why the frick did you put this in? Also her last book, the fifth book in the Magnolia Park series, sadly was not it for me because the third book is an obsession. I still talk about that book like it happened to me, and if I think about it enough, I can even cry. I'm pretty sure I can cry about the ending every single time. But the fifth book was not for me. It's probably because there's a character missing. that I really wanted to talk about, and that character was not in the story enough for me to be obsessed with it, which I'm very sad about. And it's also the reason why I don't know if I'll continue the Magnolia Park series. Basically, it's the reason why I stopped following the series, because the 5th book put me off so badly. It was not a bad book at all. It's just not, like, it gave me the closure I think I deserved for Magnolia and BJ's relationship drama, but it also didn't make my wounds go away. They're still here from the other books. Anyways, but if there's another book in the Daisy Hates, I don't know if she's called Daisy Hates, Daisy Hates, I have no idea. But if there's another book in her part of the story, I will most probably be picking that one up, because again, started the series, I'm way too far in to be stopping now, but y'all can probably hear the fly, right? Why would you land on my camera, you stupid thing? Get away. Okay. Yeah, but Never by Jesse Hastings. I didn't even tell you guys what it's about. It's basically a Peter Pan retelling, kind of. Or it's based on Peter Pan. It is based on Peter Pan. And it's about... So Daphne always knows Peter Pan is going to come for her, because Peter Pan came for her mom, her grandmother, and her great-grandmother. So basically Peter Pan is just going through the women in her family. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to read this, but I was halfway through. I even annotated. I think I was basically just saying how stupid I found Peter. I really did not like this man, boy, whatever he is, a man boy. Literally a boy man, a man boy. He's literally a man boy. Okay, I'm gonna stop hating. Also, I have such a cute post that I made for this and could never post because I never actually finished the book. It's just for that I want to finish this book so I can post it and say, not reviewing this. I just want y'all to know I finished it. Such a cool idea. I might read it just to do that. Should I? Next up, Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I think I just saw Caitlin, one of the Bookstore girlies, reading this. Again, started this and then water damaged it on a trip. I need to stop doing that. It happens way too often. But usually when I water damage a book, I get so scared, because usually exactly when it's wet and water damage is usually when I want to read. And then if I cannot read it because I'm scared of like ripping the pages apart and not being able to read anything, which is why I put it away and then not pick it up, because it looks like this. Even though I like my books to look used and kind of ugly, because then other people do not want to take them from me and use and read them because they're ashamed. I don't care. I write into my books, and I know this book is probably gonna be such a high rated book for me, but the writing is tiny, the book is tiny. It's giving me a book my dad would give me on self-help, and I've read so many of his books. You know, love my dad, but even Stephen King reviewed this book. Love it. Alrighty, loves, let's go to thrillers. If you know, I read Misery, and I was miserable while reading Misery by Stephen King. Where I used to work before being unemployed, there was a guy and he told me to watch the movie. And I just watched snippets. I'm never watching that thing again. That woman is scary. Anyways, speaking of Stephen King, Billy Summers by Stephen King is the next book I want to read. Basically, Billy Summers is a killer to hire. So I guess is he an assassin? Is it called an assassin? I don't know. But he's one of the best snipers in the world. And he's going on his last mission, his last kill. And he has to act as if he's a writer, but he actually always wanted to write a book. So I think he starts writing the book, because I started this and then stopped because I couldn't get into it. I love how the bookmark in this is Lillian Lowe themed. So fitting for a thriller. Anyways, all of these books I've started at one point. I'm so sorry. I'm just indecisive. Next up, A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. And there was this girl on Bookstagram that was so obsessed with this book, I think last summer. And that's the only reason I bought it, because she couldn't stop talking about it. And I was like, girl, I need to know what's in this book. So this book is about the murderer's daughter and her life after he goes to jail and everything. And he was jailed when she was, pretty sure, 12 years old. And you kind of follow her along. And I think there's new murders happening. And I think you guys know how murder mysteries go. And I just heard that this one was really good, so I really want to pick it up. We have 12 Secrets, A Small Town, A Shocking Crime. I've also talked about this book a million times because it has been on my TBR a million times. Will it ever not be on my TBR? Sadly not. But this book, literally walked into the bookstore, saw it, picked it up. No idea. Let me read it back. Ben Harper's life changed forever the day his older brother Nick was murdered by 2 classmates. It was a crime that shocked the nation and catapulted Ben's hometown, Hadley, into the spotlight. 20 years on, Ben is one of the best investigative journalists in the country and settled back into his close-knit hometown. But then a fresh murder case shines new light on his brother's death and throws suspicion on those closest to him. Ben is about to discover that in Hadley, no one is as they seem. Everyone has something to hide, and someone will do anything to keep the truth buried. On my TBR. I've been talking for 20 minutes. I need to have a sip of water. Okay, the next book is not even funny. I have tried reading this book multiple times. And each time I get to a certain point and stop. Issue is, I always want to read it in October. For some reason, I'm like, oh, it's my birthday. Let's read the book that is literally called the saddest book by everyone that has ever read it. And it's no other book than A Little Life by Yana. Yo, I got this book 3 days before my 19th birthday with one of the then besties. I tried reading it. I got this far, stopped. Then tried again in winter, stopped. Then I was like, okay, let's put this to the side and try again when I'm ready. Tried again last year after my birthday because apparently I'm so smart. Got like this far in, stopped. Girl, why wouldn't you just finish? Because I really want to read it because it's so well written, but every single time I just don't finish it. I feel like I have to, do it this year and then maybe next year I'm finally going to finish it, or like what's going on. But good thing is every single time I pick it up, I get a little bit farther into the book. So I really want to finish this one this time. Am I probably going to start it right before my birthday again? Yes. Because why not start your 21st year of being alive by crying? Because I'm going to cry on my birthday anyway. Anyway, that's beside the point. But this is the one book that is always on my autumn TBR and I always want to finish it and I never do. So let's hope this year is the year, because again, for this book, I also have a really cool post that I've been wanting to post for over a year and I have not done so. That needs to change. It needs to change yesterday. You know what? This is going on my bed because it has to be close to me. Then another book that I really want to read because I want to watch the Netflix series. I think it's a Netflix series. I don't know. That's fine. I just need to find my drill again. My sister just got me out of my sister just got me out of my flow. Let me retry. So next book is really a book I really, really, really want to read. I started it June, May, and then read 19 pages and put it down because I didn't understand what was going on. There's a series to it, and I really want to watch the series, but because I am a book girly at heart, I'm the kind of girl that's like, I need to read the book first before I can read the series. But maybe the series is going to be the one series that I'm not going to do it, because this is the book. Honestly, authors, it's not that serious. Just make 2 books out of it. I promise I'm not gonna be mad. Just make 2 books out of it. Yeah, it's the Game of Thrones. It's pretty sure this is the first book you should read. If not, don't tell me, because I researched this for so long and everyone said read this one first. So yeah, we're starting off with a Game of Thrones because I want to read the series so bad. Watch the series so bad. And I was like, I need to read this first so I can make comparisons, as always. And also, the female main actor is one of my favorite actors. I'm not very good with actors or names in general, but she's one of my favorites because she played the main female actor in my favorite movie, which is called Me Before You, also based on a book. Okay, then we have a couple like palate cleanser kind of books, because as I said, a lot of fantasy and a lot of murder mysteries and thrillers that I want to be reading, because this is my time. It's my time to shine. Let me be. Anyways, first one is, I don't have the next book, but I just finished Thrive. Did not like this, but I like the Addicted series in general. So I want to read the next book. I do not have the next book. I did not purchase it yet. I am saying this again, I should not be buying books, but this is a series and I'm in the middle of it, so I'm gonna have to buy the next book. But yeah, so definitely if I need a palate cleanser, I will most probably be getting the next book or the next couple books in the series. Yeah, I think everyone knows what the Addicted series and Calloway's sister series is about. It's about these three sisters and their boyfriends, and they are rich, like their parents are rich, and you kind of see them going into their 20s and living life as a group of 6. Yeah. Then we have Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. Again, water damage the frick out of this book, but it is not good. But I know because this book is pretty short and I like the concept about it. I think it's about gamers, pretty sure. Not I think, it is about gamers. Like they make games and they make a game together and you kind of follow them along. I've never read anything by her, so I'm really excited to be reading this. I started it last April and then stopped because, as I said, my track bag and my water bottle and books do not mix. Why does it always happen? I literally have gotten 3 water bottles this year, and I learned it's not the water bottle's fault, it's mine, because I do not close water bottles. So yeah, really excited. This is a palate cleanser for me for this September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. I love autumn. Next, we have another palate cleanser called If Only I Have Told Her. It is the second book in a duology. You follow Finn, who loves autumn. I think that one is a given. And in the first book, the whole everything that happens in the first book is based out of Autumn's POV. This book, you see Finn's POV. If you know what happens at the end of the book, you know that my wish is to gain closure. This will probably not give closure to me. I also just want to cry, and I don't think this will make me cry, which is why I haven't picked it up. But I started If He Had Been With Me. Well, I read If He Had Been With Me, and I didn't love it, but like the concept is still good because it's kind of like a sad vibe. So I really wanted to read this one as well. Okay, then we have a book I got last year for my birthday by a queen. It's called The Secret Garden, and I think it is a classic. First of all, look, I don't really, try and get pretty covers ever because I water damage all of my books. But if someone gets me a book with pretty cover, like my mom, I think for my 18th birthday got me like the special edition of Dunbridge Academy where the edges are sprayed, and I loved it. So cute. Because I'm not going to spend my money on books that I will most probably water damage, but if you want to spend money on books for me, please do so, because if I get things from other people, I take more care of it. Anyways, this book, first of all, is beautiful. The blue, amazing, and it is a classic, and she got it for me, and I really just want to read it because I'm pretty sure my grandma read it to me when I read it, or had it, and I read it at hers when I was younger. I just do not remember, y'all. I don't remember titles of books, and it's actually an issue because I'll see a book and I'll pick it up, and I've purchased books that I've read 5 years ago, and I'm like reading it, and I'm like, I've read this already, but it's like not on my Goodreads because I only started using Goodreads like last year. So it's the same thing as with names. I don't know how to keep names, and they don't stay in my head. Yeah. Anyways, also my TBR. This is also really random that this is on my TBR for autumn, but I feel like it's so autumny, and I got it for my 20th birthday, so I feel like I should be reading it pretty soon. Also, I feel like I want to put it on my bookshelf once I get new bookshelves because my bookshelf is full and I've started stacking books on top of each other and behind each other. Anyway, guys, this has been this has been my awesome TBR. I hope you like this video. Again, I'm gonna say this again because I feel like I need to say this a couple of times. Just because I did an awesome TBR, it does not mean I'm gonna stick to it. These are just recommendations for myself that I'm now sharing with y'all. I think I say this all the time, but I'm trying to make more sit-down videos, but sit-down videos are so much harder for me because I'm like sitting and I'm just like sitting, and it's very hard for me because I'm just talking for a very long time. But my vlogs have been going up. Gonna try to do more of those. I'm currently like, a lot is changing in life, as it always is with me, but there's major changes coming up, so I have no idea if I'm going to be vlogging the next couple weeks. Probably not. Maybe I will. Usually when I say no, I will. But I'm thinking about more sit-down videos that I could do. Maybe have a little video with my sister or something. No idea if she's up for it. But yeah, this is the ending of my video. If you want to see more of me, either check out my socials down below or click on subscribe to see my next video. Yeah, have an amazing morning, afternoon, or night, and see you guys next time. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, please don't do anything. Okay, bye guys, see you next time.